Hello, my lovelies. Today's video is going to be another story time about my worst date ever. So I'm going to paint you a picture of how this kind of started. So me and this guy, we're gonna call him Chris. We have been talking off and on. We met through mutual friends. We were kind of like, we would only see each other basically when our mutual friends would meet up and we would both go. So we talked off and on. We didn't have each other's number at the time. And one night we all went out for drinks and dinner, and he just asked me for my number and said it would be nice to keep in touch with you. So we didn't really text out much in the beginning. We really didn't. I think we didn't text. It was like probably months, honestly, before I even got a text from him. Just asked me how I've been, how things were, da da da. And he goes, "Hey, would you like to go out to dinner tonight?" And I said, "Oh yeah, who's coming?" And he goes, "Oh no, it's just gonna be me and you." And I said, "So it's a date?" And he goes, "Yeah, I kind of would like it to be a date." And I said, "Sure, let's go on this date." So he set it all up basically and said, "I'll come pick you up at this time." And I was like, "Sure." Great. Now, mind you, I didn't know a whole lot about him, and I don't even think I knew then what car he drove, which it didn't matter. That I didn't care. I don't care about what you have, but you'll understand in a minute. So after setting it all up, he really didn't talk to me a whole lot in between the time that he set it up, when we were going to meet up for this date, and the time the date came. And neither did I. I don't think I even pressed about it too much. So the day finally came and I got all ready. I had on a red, really bright, vibrant red dress with black booties on. I had my hair all done nice, my makeup done nice. I was ready for this date. I'm sorry if you can hear the wind. It's really windy outside. So I waited, and I was like, I'm all anxious and kind of nervous. And he gives me a call and says, "Hey, I'm on my way. I'm like 5 minutes away." I'm like, "Awesome." So I stand outside, and it's really warm outside. It was actually pretty hot outside. It's probably one of the hottest summers that I can remember. So I'm waiting outside, and it's like hot. And I'm like, my makeup is going to melt off my face. So I hear this loud car, and I mean it was loud, and not the muscle car loud, like something's wrong with your car, it's gonna stop working any minute. So this beat up Bronco, and I mean beat the fuck up Bronco, pulls up, and I look in, and it's him. And in my head I'm thinking, it's a car. It's just a car. It gets you to and from where you're supposed to go. No big deal, Grace. No big deal. He opens up the car door for me. The car smelled like a rat crawled in the car and died. It was bad. It was so bad that, and mind you, when he pulled up, the windows rolled up. It was like maybe 100 degrees outside. So he rolled up, and I said, "Hey, these windows have to go all the way down, and you need to put the air conditioner on full blast." He goes, "Well, listen, my air conditioner don't work." I was like, "Okay, windows full all the way down." And I had my hair down really nice, so I had to put my hair up. I wasn't too happy about that because I spent a long time straightening my hair. At that time, I had really, really long hair. Really long hair. So I looked past the beat up loud clunker and the smell. That was dreadful. All for this date. So we were supposed to go to this place called De Pablo's or something like that. It was like a Mexican restaurant, and it was brand new. It was the one, I believe, in Colombia, if I'm not mistaken. So it was pretty far from where I was living. A good 30 to 40 minutes, actually. So it was going to be quite a bit of drive, which at that point I didn't understand why he picked something so far when he knew his car was a clunker. So we're driving and all, and we're making small talk conversation, and he's like, he asked me what my favorite Mexican food was, and I was asking him questions about his job, and he said he was a mechanic. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, you're a mechanic. Awesome. Okay. Whatever. So we are driving, and he's taking Washington Boulevard all the way up. So if you're familiar with the area, Washington Boulevard all the way up to go to Columbia Mall area. And right about, I'm going to say midway up to go to Columbia Mall, if you're like going up Washington Boulevard, his car makes a loud boom. A loud one. This loud boom created sparks and smoke underneath his hood that was coming through the vents of the car. So he pulls over. 100 degrees outside, cars flying by. It was freaking hot. And I'm thinking to myself, well, he's a mechanic. He'll get it up and going in no time. Okay. We're going to use that word mechanic lightly, okay? Real lightly with this story. So I'm thinking he's going to get under the hood and he's going to fix it and we're going to go. So I'm going to say 45 minutes go by and he has no idea what he's doing. You could tell he had no idea what he was doing. He's looking and hitting stuff, and I knew that he really wasn't a mechanic. So after 45 minutes, I'm pissed at this point. So I said, are you even a mechanic? And he goes, well, I don't have any of my tools. And I said, do you even know what's wrong with your car? And he goes, honestly, I'm training to be a mechanic. I said, okay, fine, you're training to be a mechanic. I said, let's call a tow truck. And he goes, he makes this face, and I said, what could possibly be wrong now? And he goes, well, I forgot my whole wallet. So when he tells me that, at that point, I should have just called me a cab and just left. But I kind of like the dude. Like, I don't know why, but I kind of like the dude. So I was like, all right, I'll pay for the tow truck. Let's just go, please. It is so hot. I look at my phone. And I'm looking I have like this little purse that's probably like this big. So it probably only fit my phone and my ID and some cash, nothing more than that. I could not find my phone. I was so livid because I had no idea what I did with my phone. No idea. And then I actually thought about it and I'm like, shit, I left it on my dresser. When you texted me, I got all my things and I just left. I did not put my phone in my bag. That was probably the stupidest mistake I've ever made when it comes to a date, not bringing my phone. So we didn't know what we were going to do at that point because his phone was dead. Mine wasn't there. He didn't have a wallet. I had my debit card, but what the heck were we going to do with that? So we ended up having to walk to a place to ask for a phone. Now, we were at this point kind of far from where you could like walk to something. So we had a little bit of a ways to walk. I was not happy. I was in heels and it was hot outside. Just like, I was so pissed. So we start walking and he's trying to make small talk and I'm just not answering. And he goes, what the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is my problem? My problem is this. And I go on a rant, a big rant. So I went on a rant. I was like, this is probably the worst date ever. And he goes, little do you know. And I said, little do I know what? And he goes, you stepped in dog shit about like 10 minutes ago. I looked down at my booty and it was covered in dog shit. And I was so mad and so ranting that I didn't even notice. So, beyond pissed about that too, it just added on to it. So I was like, I'm going to call you a tow truck, but I am also going to call me a cab to leave. So, we get to, I think it was like a gas station and like a liquor store or something like that. And he grabs a bottle of alcohol while I'm trying to get this guy to call us a tow truck and me a cab. And he grabs a alcohol bottle. So me and this guy is trying to figure out like what tow truck to call and all this stuff, and I look over and he's chugging a bottle of Henny. And I look at him and I'm like, you just said you didn't have no money, so I'm probably gonna have to pay for that. I was so beyond pissed, and I looked at him and I said, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, I'm stressed, so I'm gonna drink this and you're gonna pay for it. The guy behind the counter was so speechless because how he was talking to me. He was like, sir, sit down. And I'm shocked he even said that, because if somebody was stealing from me, that would have been a whole different story. Wouldn't have said, sit down. So them two are going at it at this point. So the guy behind the counter was just like, you're stupid, you're a fucking bum, da 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 da. And now he's getting drunk off of Henny and he's talking shit. And I'm just sitting there like, can I just call a cab? I just want to call a cab. That's all I want to do. I want to call a cab and leave. So I call a cab. The cab said they're going to be like an hour 45 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to sit here and deal with this shit. So the guy behind the counter calls the police eventually. And the cop comes, and the cops instantly knew who he was. Instantly knew. And I was like, this is not good if they know who he is, because then that means that he was a felon. Put it that way. He was a felon. So the cops come and they diffuse the situation, and they, asked me what was going on. I told them everything, and the one cop lady was like, well, this is not the first time that we've had something similar to this with him. I was like, oh boy, what did I get myself into? He's a murderer. The smell was a dead body. I swore it at that point. Like, all these thoughts are going through my head. And I'm like, I just want to go home. And she goes, well, you're going to have to wait a little bit. We're waiting for my sheriff to come down to figure out what we're going to do. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, he has a couple warrants. He's a felon. Great. Awesome. So waiting for the cops to get done their conversations and whatnot, they checked the vehicle. They come back to me and they said, were you sitting in the passenger seat? And I said, oh, yes, I was. They said, can we check your dress? And I'm like, why on earth would you need to check my dress? Like, honestly, really? I said, I don't have no pockets. They said, no, turn around. I run my hand over the backside of my butt, and there was this, it was foul, put it that way. He had a dead carcass sitting on the passenger seat, and I sat in it. I sat in a dead carcass. I threw up instantly. I threw up all over the police officer. Yeah. Not a proud moment. But after I get done throwing up, I look over to him and I didn't even want to say anything, because you know how like you're so dumbfounded that you can't even speak? That's how I was. I didn't know what to say. I wanted to say something, but I didn't know what to say. I couldn't say anything. The cop was so sweet. One of the officers gave me his sweatpants and a sweatshirt, even though it was 100 degrees outside. I didn't want to be in the dress I was in, of course. So I not only stepped in dog shit, I sat on a dead carcass. He sat on Fred. I still couldn't say anything. His words weren't, I'm sorry. His words weren't apologetic. He said, you sat on Fred. You named a dead carcass. Huh. And the cop goes, it was roadkill. And he said, it wasn't roadkill, it was Fred. What? Fred? So, I got myself together. I collected myself. The cab showed up, and thank God that cab waited as long as he did. He shouldn't have. He really shouldn't have. I get in the cab, Mind you, my dress, I threw it away. My shoes, right when I got into the cab, I took my shoes off and just chucked them into the garbage bin outside. And I'm sitting in the taxi and he's like, where do you want to go? And I said, I want to stop at some other liquor store and I want to go home. Kid you not, I got 2 bottles of wine, went home, and I scrubbed my whole entire body with anything and everything that I could think of just to get the smell off me. It was so bad, so bad. Oh my gosh, bad. So a couple days go by and I didn't even try to reach out to him. My friend Crystal, who was a mutual friend of ours, texted me and asked me if I was okay, that she heard through the grapevines, which I'm going to assume from him, of what happened. And I said, you have no idea, and I don't want to speak of it. I said, I don't want to speak of it, and I don't want to speak to him ever again. And I literally cut off that whole circle because they thought nothing was wrong with him, and I thought everything was. So that was the worst date of my entire life. Ever. I don't think I'll ever have something that measures up to that ever again. And I hope to God I don't, because I can't even fathom that smell again. That whole ordeal. Nope. So that is the story time of my worst date ever. That is it for today. My next video is going to be my side hustles that I do to make extra money outside of my main source of income. So please like and subscribe. Comment down below if any other movie or any other videos you want me to film for you. Please share my account too. I would love to hit 100 subscribers, I'm gonna say, in the next 2 weeks. Let's see if we can get that, and let's give me all the thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.